Amidst the storm, a beacon of hope. For every night of Manila's lockdown, this building's owners have turned on the red lights. They're doing it to show their support for the city's frontliners.
We are now implementing the extreme enhanced community quarantine.
Men and women like Police Chief Colonel Dario Menor. Tonight, his officers are enforcing a strict quarantine of a community in northern Manila, identified as having a cluster of coronavirus cases. And here's the plan.
Identify those infected by the virus, separate them from the majority, and then cure them.
What do you say to those people who say you should fight this with mass testing, not with guns and armed forces?
Maybe they are insecure because they themselves has no contribution to alleviate the sufferings of our people.
But elsewhere in Manila, there have been accusations of heavy-handedness by the police, captured in video and shared widely on social media.
So this is the repacking stage.
Ariel Casalao is from Anak Powis, a leftist political party deeply critical of Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte's government. He and 6 volunteers were recently arrested and detained for handing out food aid, allegedly in breach of lockdown restrictions. Some of the members have been charged with inciting sedition.
The intention is to silence the people from criticizing the inefficiency, incompetence of government, and to use this situation for Duterte in his furtherance of a tyrannical authoritarian tendencies.
A spokesperson for President Duterte said Anak Powis' statement was absolute nonsense and that 99% of the hungry have received social amelioration support. So has the tough lockdown actually curbed coronavirus cases in the Philippines? A former health secretary says it undoubtedly helped.
Before we locked down, there actually was evidence that the pandemic was going out of control. We were able to slow down the epidemic, and there is data that had we not intervened with the lockdown, we probably would have had as many as 4 million infections.
Manila's lockdown has been long and testing for the city's residents. But with the government aiming to ease restrictions to kickstart the economy early next week, the end could finally be in sight. Howard Johnson, BBC News, Metro Manila.